Most people don't struggle with money because they earn too little. They struggle because their financial life has no structure. It's fragmented, reactive, emotional, and often invisible. Bills arrive unexpectedly, decisions are made in a rush, and money seems to disappear without leaving a trace. Over time, this creates anxiety, frustration, and a feeling that no matter how hard you try, you're always one step behind. What almost no one realizes is that money doesn't respond well to motivation, discipline, or willpower alone. Money responds to systems. And without a system, even good intentions collapse under pressure. If you've ever felt confused about where your money actually goes, overwhelmed by financial advice that seems too complex, or exhausted from constantly trying to do better without seeing lasting results, this video is for you. Because today, we're not talking about budgeting harder or cutting every pleasure from your life. We're talking about building a simple money system that works quietly in the background, supporting you instead of demanding constant attention. The biggest mistake people make is believing that financial success comes from optimization. They try to find the perfect app, the perfect budget template, the perfect investment strategy. But optimization only works when there is something solid to optimize. Without a foundation, optimization becomes noise. It creates confusion, not clarity. A real money system is not about tracking every dollar. It's about designing your financial life so that the right things happen automatically and the wrong things become harder to do. When structure replaces effort, consistency becomes natural. Let's start by addressing a hard truth. Most people operate their finances in what can only be described as survival mode. Income arrives, expenses attack, and whatever remains determines the level of stress for the month. Decisions are made emotionally, based on urgency rather than intention. This creates a cycle where money is always reacting, never leading. A system breaks this cycle by introducing order, boundaries, and purpose. It transforms money from a source of stress into a tool for stability. At the core of any effective money system are 4 simple blocks. Not rules, not restrictions, blocks. These blocks work together to create clarity, control, and confidence. The first block is clarity of flow. This is about understanding, in the simplest way possible, where your money comes from and where it goes. Not in microscopic detail, but at a high level. Income, fixed expenses, variable spending, long-term goals. When these categories are visible, anxiety decreases instantly. Uncertainty is stressful. Visibility is calming. Most people avoid clarity because they associate it with judgment or guilt. But clarity is neutral. It doesn't criticize, it informs. And once you see the flow clearly, decisions become easier. The second block is separation by purpose. This is where most systems fail because people mix everything together. One account for everything, one mental bucket, one emotional mess. A functional system separates money based on what it is meant to do. Spending money, saving money, long-term money. Each has a different job and they should never compete with each other. When money has a defined role, temptation decreases. You're no longer constantly choosing between today and tomorrow. The decision was already made by the structure. The third block is automation with intention. Automation is powerful, but only when it aligns with your priorities. Automating bills, savings, and investments removes emotion from the process. It ensures progress happens even when motivation is low. The goal is not to automate everything, but to automate the most important actions. The fourth block is adaptability. Life changes, income changes, responsibilities grow. A system that only works under perfect conditions will eventually fail. A strong system is flexible. It allows adjustment without collapse. It doesn't punish you for change. It evolves with you. Now here's where most advice goes wrong. People are told to build everything at once. The key to success is sequencing, not intensity. You build it by creating one stable anchor at a time. The first anchor is defining a default spending structure. This means deciding in advance how much of your income is allowed to be spent freely, without guilt or tracking. When freedom is planned, impulse decreases. When pleasure is allowed, rebellion disappears. The second anchor is protecting future progress. This is done by moving savings and investments out of reach, not emotionally, but structurally. If future money requires effort to access, it remains intact. This simple friction protects long-term goals without requiring discipline. The third anchor is creating a financial buffer. Not an emergency fund built from pressure, but a buffer built from consistency. A buffer changes behavior. When unexpected expenses no longer feel like disasters, stress decreases and confidence grows. At this point, something important happens. Money stops being the main character in your life. It becomes a background system. Decisions feel calmer, trade-offs feel intentional, progress becomes visible. This is where solutions become powerful, not flashy solutions, real ones. One solution is simplifying accounts. Fewer accounts with clearer purposes outperform complex structures every time. Complexity creates confusion. Simplicity creates control. Another solution is aligning spending with values instead of rules. When spending reflects what actually matters to you, guilt disappears. You're no longer following someone else's financial philosophy. You're living your own. Another solution is redefining success. Success is not perfection, it's sustainability. The most underrated solution is patience. Systems compound, peace compounds. The results are subtle at first, then undeniable. If you've tried to fix your finances before and failed, the problem was never you, it was the absence of structure. Systems don't rely on motivation, they create momentum. And the beauty of a simple money system is that it works quietly. It supports your life instead of controlling it. You don't need to earn more to start. You don't need perfect discipline. You need clarity, separation, automation, and adaptability, built slowly, intentionally, and honestly. Because when money has a system, life has space, and that space is where peace, confidence, and real freedom begin.